Hi guys, it's Sophie here. This is my channel, Sophie's Hamsters, and this is my hamster, Gordon. He's sleeping peacefully. So today I'm going to be making the first episode of a series about how to take care of hamsters. So this will talk about different things like the basic daily care of a hamster, what to do when you take your hamster home from the pet store, what you need for a hamster, and more like that. Today's episode is going to be the basic daily care of a hamster. These episodes could help you if you're thinking about getting a hamster and need to learn more about taking care of them, or if you just want to learn more about taking care of your current hamster. I hope these videos will be helpful, and I hope you enjoy them. So, first of all, if you have a lid on your cage, you'll want to take the lid off. Now that we have that very hard step out of the way, let's get into what you need to do every day for your hamster. One of the first things I like to do is just pick up anything that got knocked over in the night so that if my hamster tries to come out, he can. So I'm just going to put this lid back in place and put the toy back on top of it. You'll also need to give your hamster some food. How often you feed them depends on you. Some people feed them every other day, some people feed them every day, and it really depends on how much they eat and the amount you give them. So usually I scatter 1 scoop of food around Gordon's cage every day. It's good to scatter it because it makes them have to find it, which keeps them busy, and it's just good for their brains to have something to do that what they would do in the wild. You'll also need to make sure your hamster has water every day, and if you have a water dish, you'll want to dump it out and then rinse it out before you put in new water because bacteria can grow in them easily. I usually just fill mine partway because that way if it spills, it's not as big of a mess. If your hamster doesn't spill their water dish, it'd be okay to fill it full, but Gordon likes to tip his over a lot, and it tips over onto his platform sometimes and stains it. So I don't want to get too much water on there. I usually dry off the sides of the water dish as well if they get wet, just because water, getting wet, isn't very good for hamsters. So I'd recommend doing that. Now, this isn't something you would do every day, but depending on your hamster, every once in a while, like once or twice a week maybe, you would give them some herbs and sprays. So with herbs, you can give them a dish, but I like to just scatter some around Gordon's cage. And then I usually just stick a few of these sprays in, which I'll get more into what these are in different videos, but herbs are just dried herbs and sprays are kind of like, I don't really know what they are exactly, but they're like little things that you have to pick seeds off of, so they make hamsters have to forage. So that'll keep them busy. One thing I like to do with Gordon every day is give him a boredom breaker. So I'll either give him a homemade one or fill up his wooden one, but I like to give it to him so he has something to do at night. I also like to make sure that he has chew toys left so that he can wear down his teeth, and I put them in spots that he can get to them because sometimes he shoves them under stuff and then he doesn't really play with them anymore. Something I do just about every day is give Gordon veggies, and I would recommend doing this for your hamster too. If not every day, at least a few times a week, because they're good for a hamster and Gordon really loves them. And I wouldn't start with as much as I'm giving Gordon right now because veggies can upset their stomach if you give them too much to start off with. But once they get used to it, then you can start giving them more, and I'll go into that in a later video. It's also good at least a couple times a week to give your hamster some other source of protein like mealworms or chicken. And then you can also give them a treat once in a while. So one of the treats I have are these baby puffs. They're banana flavored, and Gordon likes them. So I usually give him one a day because they're not very sugary. But I like to put them in boredom breakers sometimes just to make them harder to get. You don't have to do this every day, but I'd recommend at least a couple times a week or whenever you see spots where a hamster went to the bathroom, just scoop them out. It'll help keep the cage cleaner so you don't have to clean it as often and you don't have quite as much work to do, and it'll keep it safer for your hamster. You should also try to get your hamster out for some out-of-the-cage playtime when they're awake. Try to do this every day. Sometimes you can't, but just try to do it as often as you can. This can be free roaming, playpen time, bathtub time, but I'd recommend doing at least 20 minutes a day. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you learned how to take care of your hamster every day. I'm not the best at actually talking in my videos yet, but I will get better at it. And I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the series. Bye!